The earlier and important trials of abuse to Michael Jackson's videographer and also the DSFS aside, there are elements of the case against Michael that are still questionable. Evidence of dysfunction in the Arvizo family and but such strange and troubling dynamics may have to do with the charges against the singer are more important to review. Years ago, in August 1998, the Arvizo family was detained on a shoplifting charge at a JCPenney department store in West Covina, California. According to JCPenney, the boys, Gavin and Star, were sent out of the store by their father with an armload of clothes. The family was then detained, and Janet Ventura Arvizo started a scuffle with three security officers. The family's side of the story, however, is that the boys were simply modeling clothes for JCPenney, odd, and that there was no evidence to support this notion, not stealing them. The shoplifting charges were eventually dropped, but Gavin, Starr, and their mother filed a lawsuit against JCPenney's for $300 million. Jenna was then charged that while being detained, she and her sons were viciously, quote unquote, beaten by the three security officers, one of whom was a woman. And more than 200 pages of documents pertaining to the case, a troubling picture of the family entourage emerges. The psychiatrist, the psychiatrist hired a J.C. Penney's to evaluate Janet Ventura Avizo, found her to be schizophrenic and delusional, according to the doctor. She felt sad over being a nobody, with no job, a sad housewife getting fat. The reports that she was treated with Zoloft, he wrote, her depression may have lingered or worsened. Of course, that doctor was hired by the department store. His report would not have been used by JCPenney had it not been favorable in their case. Janet's own therapist found her to be anxious and depressed after the incident, but not delusional. Most disturbing about the case, though, is that more than 2 years before the incident, Janet Ventura Avizo added a new charge. She claimed that one of the two male security guards had fondled her chest and pelvic area for up to 7 minutes. It seems odd that so many years passed before she decided to mention the assault. During litigation, the store's psychiatrist asserted that she had rehearsed her songs to back her up. Far-fetched story, and that they had all mother and sons suffered broken bones. In addition to her assault, she just came up with this horror story and ran with it, says Tom Griffin, the attorney who represented J.C. Penney in the case. He insists there is no evidence to back up any of the allegations. David Ravizzo did not seem to be wanting in a Taraborrelli did not seem to want to be involved in the aspect of the allegations. Ultimately, the department store settled with the family, paying them $137,000 days before they scheduled a trial in 2001. It was an incident that turned into, in my opinion, a scam to extract money from JCPenney, says Tom Griffin. They're going for a home run this time. He concluded the family's action with Michael Jackson. This is a shakedown part 2. Making matters more complex and disturbing, Gavin's parents, who were married as teenagers and divorced in their 30s, have had an acrimonious relationship for years. Janet Ventura Avizo filed for divorce in late 2001, about a month after the JCPenney settlement. By court order, David Arvizo has not seen his children since 2002, when he pleaded no contest to spousal abuse. A year later, he pleaded no contest to child cruelty. A 3-year restraining order was put into place. Since the time of Michael's arrest, David Arvizo was repeatedly petitioned the courts to allow him to see his offspring. Though he insists that the children have been rehearsed by Janet to make statements against him, he has then denied the chance to see them every legal step along the way. While the family's troubles were unfortunate, some of their actions do cast a dark shadow over the case against Michael. There seems, at least from appearances, to be a troubling history of exaggeration on Gina Ventura Avizo's part and maybe confabulation as well, which will be relevant in the trial, say sources in the Los Angeles legal community. One wonders, is this a pattern? Asked Karen Russell, a trial attorney in Los Angeles, not involved in the Jackson case. To this question, yes, it is a pattern. What happened to J.C. Penney is really, does Mrs. Ventura Avizo have a habit of not getting what she wants and then coaching her kids into saying what she wants them to say and then proceeding legally? These are the questions that will, no doubt, be posed at trial. Says Dr. Robert Butterworth, a New York psychologist, again not associated with the Jackson case. There's a possibility for a child to be told someone so many times he is not rehearsing it but rather actually believes it. It's possible for a child to become, in a sense, hypnotized by a parent to believe a reality that didn't occur. They go over and over it again, but the facts have been distorted. It's a very troubling phenomenon, very disturbing, and it could be the death knell in its case. It could be argued that Michael Jackson, a celebrity with a great deal to lose, should have made a decision to avoid Gavin's family at all costs. If he had known about their history, and he probably did since he and Janet and Gavin were apparently close enough to share confidences, however, the youngster was and is quite ill, and perhaps Michael felt he could abandon him under those circumstances. Also, who knows how many other families in Michael Jackson's life over the years have had problems even more severe than those of his present accusers. Well, to that, it would probably be like over half of how many he came across with these kind of dysfunctions. We don't know about them because matters never escalated as they have with the Arvizo family at the center of the present investigation. But it's likely there have been many similar stories over the years. Without exaggeration, it will be impossible to count the number of disadvantaged families with whom Michael has formed emotional attachments in the last 10, maybe 15 years. And equally impossible to fathom the number of boys he has known, befriended, and taken into his home and his confidence. There is simply no way to count them. There have been so many. He's fortunate that only two out of what surely must be hundreds have presented a problem for him.